Hey guys, and welcome to Number 9 Farms. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my Amish Friendship Bread. And as you can see, here is the recipe. And of course it's typed. It's definitely old and all. And on the back here is all my recipes of the kinds that I would make out of this the same recipe. So I would take and make chocolate friendship bread, raisin, nut, tropical, Hawaiian. I mean, you name it. So of course it would have more pineapple or for the Hawaiian. But anyways, I did lemon, blueberry, pumpkin, coconut, island. Yeah, the island one. So that one didn't have no cinnamon in it. And I used the banana pudding for that one. So that one was more banana. So there was lemon, blueberry, lemon. So I did a lemon. Oh yeah, I did a pistachio. Because I remember selling the pistachio bread a lot. So anyways, we're gonna start off. Here I've got my mixer all set up. Let me show you that. And I'll write the recipe down below so you can have it. And we're gonna start off with 3 eggs. I've got the duck eggs. So I'm gonna crack them in another bowl because you can see that they're getting a little old. The air pocket is big. But I'll go ahead and put one in there and go ahead and turn on the mixer. And I always do my eggs in a separate bowl because I do have farm eggs. And if you've ever got a rotten egg, you'll know why I do it in a separate bowl. So there we go, 3 eggs. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn the mixer on. And this little sound will make off too, so let that go. And then I want to go ahead and put in my sugar, and this is where I do 1 cup of sugar. And did I get the sugar out? Yeah, I did. So the 1 cup of sugar, and I've also got a teaspoon of salt, or half a teaspoon, whichever you want to do. So cream that together. And then you can go ahead now and put in your flour, which is 2 cups of flour, and I always use King Arthur. And I just bought this new one at Costco. So I've been making a lot of bread lately, which I've always loved to do anyway. So I'm go ahead and turn that on. And this is where you could also put your baking soda in or your baking powder. And this time, I didn't realize that it had the little chute came out because it was the first time I did it with the banana bread. But the little chute slides in and out. Like Bruce always says, I'm not mechanical. So that's enough said for that. I always figure things out, no matter what. So, and then I've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. This is the cinnamon sugar. I've got the Ceylon cinnamon. So it's 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then there we go. It's the coolest thing, and I'm gonna turn that off now because it's gotten really good. So 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And when I would do these breads, I literally would make so many, and I would have to look at the instructions because I would make so many that I just throw it all in there because I was making so many that it was just like impossible. So I always use 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and this is the vanilla that I do make. And I actually used to sell this too at the farmer's market. And if you want to put a little more vanilla, then go for it. It's forgiving. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then we've got a box of, yeah, let me show you that. The Jell-O vanilla. And it's just the 3.4 ounce size. I used to get the pistachio pudding. I used to get the lemon pudding, all that. And now we're gonna go ahead and put in the baking soda. And let's see, I did the sugar, did that. Okay, the 1 cup of milk. Half a cup of milk, I'm sorry, and 1 cup of oil. Now this is where you could substitute applesauce if you wanted to, or so it's 1 cup of oil as well. It sounds like a lot, but it makes it so moist. So, and also you've added in that extra pudding, so it needs a little bit more liquid. So just go up. Oops. I am really out of the loop here for my bacon. And so what had basically happened, that I had made so many breads that I didn't even make breads anymore, because I quit baking because of I had made so many that I didn't really even care if I ever made anything else. Okay, so this is where now we're done with this. And then you could also put, like I said, your baking soda or your baking powder in. But let's see, I gotta figure out how I gotta do this, because like I said, told you, Bruce says I'm not mechanical. But I keep telling him that I can grow anything or bake anything or cook anything. Just don't get me to build it. But the funny thing is, when I was growing up, like I had a stepfather and he wouldn't build anything for me. And so I had to build the things myself, and I would do it. And I guess somehow along the way, Bruce started building the stuff for me, because I've been with him since I was 16. So I figured that I guess I got used to him doing it, and I didn't need to do it anymore. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do the 1 cup of the starter in here. But I've got 3 of these mixers, but this one I've had since I was 24, and that was in 1992. But this one is just a 4.5 quart, and I do have the bigger one, which I love. But I didn't like the fact that the head I was so used to the tilted head. So when I had to go to the head that didn't tilt, but I needed to, because I would make so many of these breads that I needed that bigger size. So anyway, I'm sorry if I bounce around, because that's what I do. Oh, it smells so good. I'm not joking. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to look at the recipe again. Now we just need to put in our baking soda and our baking powder. And I don't know if you saw the banana bread recipe, but I always do that last, because what was happening is when I would make all these breads for the markets, I would forget that I was like, okay, I can't put these in the oven yet. So I would have all this extra batter sitting out, and then like sometimes like one might not have rose up as much as I wanted it to. So when it didn't rise up, I was like, did some research, and of course they're leavening agents, of course, but I was like, okay, so that was the problem, that I was putting the baking soda and the baking powder in, and then I'd wait for the others to come out of the oven, and then they wouldn't be ready to come out of the oven. And that's when I would let them sit for a while. So that's when I learned that I needed to wait on that. And so I would make them preheat, and then I would go ahead and throw this in last. So it's become my little way of, that's how I do it. But if you're just making it right away, just go ahead and put it in whenever you feel like it. So the baking soda is a half a teaspoon. So, and yeah, I used the 1 teaspoon, but I didn't fill it up. And then the baking powder is 1.5 teaspoons. So, and the funny story, one time, my daughter was making, I probably told you this, but she was making, I think it was chocolate chip cookies, I think. And they tasted so salty and awful. Well, come to find out, instead of 1/4 of what she needed to put in the recipe, she put in 4. And I'm gonna tell you right now, none of us could eat them. And we used to laugh so hard at it. And for years, she also, this is Crystal, she's the one in the Army, but it was so funny because she used to call me every time that she would cook spaghetti. And she used to say, do I need to let the water boil before I put in the noodles, or do I just put the noodles in at the same time? And it was so funny because she could never get that part right. Well, this is where now we've got our mixture done, and you can see how nice it looks. We're gonna go ahead and spray my loaf pans. I should have turned the oven on. Now this is where you're gonna turn the oven on, 325, right? Let me look again. Yes, 325. Okay, so let's see. Cancel 325. Start. Okay, so that's okay. It doesn't take long to heat up, but I go ahead and spray. This is just regular avocado oil, and I spray them really good. Now this is where also, like, if you wanted to, you could add in nuts, raisins. Hey, Dusty. Hi, Mama. And whatever else you would like to add in, cranberries, dried cherries, anything you like to add in, chocolate chips. Oh yeah, so I had, of course I didn't ever write those down, but I had chocolate chip, and I always loved it because when customers would come back and, you know, buy several loaves, or one year.
Is that plant nutrient?
No, it's not plant nutrient.
I knew something was up, man.
Like, this is what Colby made me do to the tea, because he didn't want nobody else drinking it.
I thought it was plant nutrient.
He said I had to write it in my handwriting, because if not, nobody would believe it.
Yeah,
our
handwriting sucks.
Plain bread doesn't even pecan bread.
I was saying I.
With your tongue?
No.
Okay. I saw your tongue out.
No, I've never.
Okay. So I've got some pecans, and you just want to fold these in. And just, you know, usually anywhere from 1/2 cup to 1 cup.
Plant nutrients, so good.
Yeah, that's what Cooper wanted to go tell him, but I said, no, don't do it. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. So you just want to fold those in and get this off of here. And also, when you're doing the bread down after you sprayed the pan, you want to go ahead and put, and let's see, put the cinnamon sugar down. So I just have some equal parts of cinnamon and sugar, and you can put it right on in the bottom of the pan, and you can do a nice thick layer, or you can do a thin layer, whichever you like. And then I'll go ahead and put some on top too. And here we go.
Strawberries.
And I'm just gonna fold in those pecans.
Strawberries.
And you could do those pecans and raisins. You could do pecans and chocolate chips. It's just endless, and it smells so good.
So good.
So good. So you just want to put in about half of your dough, and we'll come back to that. And I used to do them all in the, I guess it was 1 pound loaves, and I also did the small ones because sometimes I would go to Rose's and find the small tins. But most of the time, and I think you used to get like 4 or 5 for $1. But most of the time I just used the ones that I had for the breads, because I had a little cover for them. And this is what, you know, try not to make a big mess like I did. But that's it. And we're gonna go ahead and, like, sometimes I would even like put, if like the banana nut bread or banana pecan, however you want to say it, I would like put little pecans on top too. So because I would have to write on the end of the breads, so I'd put on the end of the loaf pan, I'd be like banana, whatever. I'd make little notes. Huh?
Banana.
I'd have to make little notes because we would all wrap them up at night, and it would be so many. It would be 150 loaves of bread. And how I ever did it, I will never know. But you know, that's how you do. You just do what you got to do.
Do what you gotta do.
That's right. You just got to do what you got to do.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop whoop. Hi, Bruce.
Hello, Bruce.
Another egg.
Number 14.
Wow. So just put some of those on top. Look at that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, once this oven comes
Oh
to
my goodness.
full temperature, this is going to be,
This will be my snack for the night.
yeah,
I'm gonna have a late night.
Wait, making pecan banana.
a late night. Oh, because of the sap.
Yeah.
So we're burning off, or cooking down, whatever you want to call it, the sap for the maple syrup, which is, we've already got a bunch of quarts already and a couple of pints. So it doesn't sound like much, but it adds up. And when it adds up, last year I even gave some away, and last year I didn't even have to buy any maple syrup at all. Yeah, that's why I pulled them out, because you know you have 2 more quarts or 2 more whatever,
Of what?
the strawberries.
Mm.
So because I bought them for you.
They're starting to go bad.
No, they're not.
Oh. Oh.
No, they're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I don't know what I was saying. Oh, the maple sap. So, it's going good. So, and then I've got all these plants that, and I had to build. I bought another rack, and my daughter always says, how in the world do you get another thing in here when I didn't think you could get another thing in here? Yeah, got something else. And yes. So I have now this rack in here. So we put lights up. Of course, we had all the lights because I do have a lot of lights. And we've got this one here. Okay. And then over there is another one. That one's a double of these put together. And that one, because those lights are what I had. And those are actually like the old type of lights. So, okay. well, it's been 20 minutes. And I'm excited for these to go in. I will be back when they come out. Oh yeah, we can't forget that we have to add the cinnamon sugar to the top. I had to go get some out of my bigger jar. So just do whatever amount you like. This just kind of gives it that little crunchy top to it as well. Okay. Okay, we're at temperature, so in they go. And give yourself a little bit of space around them as well. That way the airflow can, nice little gap in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and go for my walk now that, and I'm gonna do the timer, cook time, 1 hour, start. Okay, I'll see you back. Guys, since I'm going on this walk, I wanted to show you the sap boiling. Look at that. That fire feels so good. Smells good. So I better get on this walk. My daylight's running out. But we got some of the greenhouses, the shelves in the greenhouse is what I was trying to say. So, and this is what we use right here to fill up. They're just ones we bought from online, Walmart.com or something.
Yeah, I don't remember where.
Yeah, I think it was. But anyways, the chickens are out. What are y'all doing? Oh, there they are. Moving around. Look at this. These two are still full.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Long way to go. If you remember back at Halloween, a cat just showed up at my door. Well, we've named him Maxie, and he loves to go for walks. Watch. And it's so beautiful. I love going on my walks. So he plowed the path for me, but most of the times I go and I'm literally just plugging through a whole bunch of snow. So looky there. And the freeze dryer is done tonight. So that means that the limes will be out. So I've got to get that video, and then I'll get the video up for these two as soon as I get to town. Oh, there's a craft show this weekend. So it's just a small one. But, and I don't even know what it'll do. We've never done it before, of course. But, are you coming, Maxie? Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. He goes on the whole walk. And I don't know how long. It's at least 2 miles. So, let's stop and show you where the buckets are. So, these buckets we get free at the bakery because they're going to be putting them in the trash anyway. So, it's a good thing. And we use a lot of buckets for a lot of things. But anyways, I'll put you back on and as soon as I get further along the path. Here, this is a little hill, and there's a bunch of buckets up there as well, all the way up. So Max is still coming. I try to go really fast. Can't burn any calories going slow. Of course, Bruce always says you can. But There's more buckets up here, and I'll when I get to the what I call Porcupine Hill, because me and Skylar saw a porcupine there, and they have such a musky smell. And I'm gonna tell you, you know that smell once you smelled it. So now I call that Porcupine Corner. And turkey have come through, and of course you'll see deer. We have arrived at Porcupine Corner. No, Porcupine Hill. I don't know where. The corner, I have one called I Am Legend Corner. Because that, back there, I'll show you that if I can make it there today before. But look at this old tree here. Look at that one. So we drive the gator up here to collect the buckets. And then we walk the rest of the way. So, and over there in that part, you can see it. There's a deer stand, and look, the camouflaged right there is the camouflage tent that Cody left. I come and take off the snow. Look who's here. Hey, hi Maxie. Hi Maxie. Hi Maxie. See, I'm the best. Yes, I am. Yes. See, Bruce only plowed where he needed to go. Oh. But I'm almost there to Porcupine Hill. I don't know. No, we just Porcupine Hill and I Am Legend Corner. You'll see. You can see this bucket. I can see they didn't come over here. So there you go. So I've made it. So this is why I call it I Am Legend. Because you see that chair where the old hunters used to leave chairs in the woods. And you can see the deer track. Well, this is the turkeys. Hold on. But this is probably deer tracks for sure. Yeah. Where they drag their little foot. But going up here. So me and Skylar watched I Am Legend, and we started naming it because this chair just sits there. So all it needs now is a mannequin sitting in it. He's coming. See, Mama, you're going so fast. Okay, buddy, we can turn around now. You ready to turn around? Look at that. It's beautiful. And it's so quiet. All right, buddy. Let's head on out. One last look before I head on out of here. I've made it. Somebody's waiting for me. You ready to go? Huh? What are you doing, buddy? Come on. Let's go. Okay, guys, looky there. Look at there. Let's see what we got. The hour is up. Woohoo! You know that steam come out of there. What, you wanna... Yeah, I can tell it's not done in the center. Yeah. So, definitely. let it go a little longer. Alright guys, they're done. I went ahead and cut the oven on because I needed to go get my phone, but I'm gonna take them out now. You have it. Allow to cool for at least 5 to 10 minutes, and then go ahead and turn them out onto a plate or a dish and serve. It's served either hot or cold. Okay guys, I'm gonna bring you back with when Bruce gets to test it. Time to cut. Woohoo! Look at it. All right, Bruce.
Oh.
Let's see the.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Is it how you remembered?
It's really good, especially since it's been how long since we had any.
Oh gosh, probably since 2018, maybe.
It's really good.
Rosie's like, I want some too, Daddy. Yeah.
No,
All right.
this is Daddy's treat.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.